wife? A son.
And then what?
We won the war. Help me go home.
This is a household waiting for master. I want you to choose me.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
What would he do if he came back here and find all these suitors in his house?
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know, like some sniveling bastard.
Who's looking after your wife and son?
Do you see?
My dad is coming home, bringing vengeance.
Bringing it all.
I need everyone at this party dead. I can still save them.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this. That world is gone.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods.
Keep us straight!
I think it's asleep.
Defy the gods. In this adaptation of Homer's epic, we follow Odysseus, the legendary king of Ithaca, on his long, perilous journey home following the Trojan War. Throughout his voyage, he is forced to confront the whims of gods, mythological monsters, and trials that stretch both his cunning and humanity to the breaking point. The Odyssey is being written and directed by Sir Christopher Nolan, and is being released on July 17th, 2026. In this episode, we're going to be reacting to the trailer. You know, the trailer, the new one came out on Monday, and I have thoughts on this movie, and I don't know what to do. I have to speak on this movie as soon as I can. So that's what this episode is going to be, going through the cast and crew and my thoughts on the movie, and also the very weird controversy over the accents for this film. Starting off, number one, let's just go through the cast. I mean, the cast is insane. This is a massive ensemble. Really, it's incredible. Starting off, I'm not going to name the characters' names that they're playing, but at least the actors' names. A lot of this is in Greek. I barely know English, so let's just go into it. Matt Damon as Odysseus, obviously, that's our main big guy here. Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, Charlize Theron, Zendaya, Benny Safdie, John Bernthal. List goes on. Mia Goth, Will Yoon Lee, Elliot Page also is in this film. List goes on forever of just truly incredible talent with this movie, that deserving to have this kind of talent for this film. Such a massive movie. Ryan Hurst is in here as well. A lot of these actors, you know, not all of them are going to have 1 hour of screen time. You know, I know that, for example, Zendaya, I've heard, I haven't seen the film yet, no one has, they're probably still editing the movie right now. Zendaya, I've heard, only will have one scene. That's okay. You know, if you look at the Odyssey, not the Odyssey, if you look at Oppenheimer had a lot of great actors, and a lot of them only had 1 or 2 scenes in them, you know, so that's okay. I'm not too mad at that or anything. But, you know, actors like Elliot Page, Mia Goth, and even Zendaya, we haven't seen a lot of them in the trailer, or even at all for some of them. So they may only have 1 or 2 scenes here and there. And there's some other incredible actors kind of smaller on the list here, like, you know, Travis Scott, the incredible actor Travis Scott. and Logan Marshall Green, those are actors that are in the movie, may only have one scene in them. So, that's to be known. But even then, if we look at the main actors here, Matt Damon is Matt Damon. That's it. All I need to say. But, Matt Damon from Good Will Hunting, The Departed, Martian, you get it. I'm not going to go on much longer. He's a great actor. Robert Pattinson, same thing. I'm not even going to go into it because it's Robert Pattinson. You should know by now. He's crazy actor. Insane actor. I understand you may think, oh, the guy from Twilight? The guy from Twilight is one of the greatest actors working today. He's the Batman, and he's going to be in your favorite films coming up very soon here this year. Tom Holland is Tom Holland. He's Spider-Man, but he's also a good actor. I'm excited to see Tom Holland finally get a chance at a good movie outside of Marvel. He's great in Spider-Man. He was good in Infinity War. I've said it vocally a lot that Infinity War, it's one of the best of all time for movies for me, and he was great in that film. Smaller role, but I feel like he hasn't had a chance to be in a really good movie. He had some good ones here and there, but The Odyssey is going to be his chance to really show everyone, hey, I'm not just Spider-Man, which is awesome. And Anne Hathaway, it's Anne Hathaway. Devil Wears Prada 2, I saw it. It's a great movie. And list goes on beyond that. Princess Diaries, so on and so forth. Interstellar. She's great. This is going to be her third time working with Christopher Nolan. The first two times, Dark Knight Rises, moving on into Interstellar, it was great. So, I'm excited to see what she does here. Anne Hathaway is not only every young boy's celebrity crush, but also a phenomenal actress as well. And now for cast and crew, a lot of this, just TLDR here, a lot of the cast and crew, or crew at least, is mostly the same from Oppenheimer. Written and directed by our GOAT here, Christopher Nolan, and Emma Thomas, who's been producing a lot of his movies here. And also we're going to have Hoyte van Hoytema, who's going to be in here for DP again. Hoyte van Hoytema, if you don't know him, then you should by now. And also we're going to have Ludwig Göransson coming hot off of an Oscar win for Sinners. He might go back-to-back for the Odyssey. But we'll have to see here pretty soon. It's just insane. And just beyond that, art direction, VFX, sound design, production design, lighting, makeup, hairstyling, a lot of it is from Oppenheimer. And you can't blame him because Oppenheimer, it won Best Picture, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay. Oppenheimer was very successful. And I said it a while ago that Christopher Nolan, after Oppenheimer, he's found his crew, he's found his team. He knows that this is the group of guys and gals I want to work with, and we're going to make some great works together. Why not bring him in to maybe his biggest film yet with The Odyssey? It's going to be really good. I think that this is a solid team of very talented individuals, and I can't wait to see the film and see how it pans out. And now, moving on, and I'm going through things quick here, but moving on into the controversy for accents in this movie. It's kind of dumb, but I understand. There's controversy that the actors are speaking in American accents. There may also be some British accents as well. But the truth is, and this is probably going to be the only time I mention it, a lot of film history and throughout all of film, there's been a lot of period piece epics that have actors speaking in American accents and also British accents. But it just, who cares? Because in reality, if we're trying to be the most accurate, number one, none of this armor in this film is period accurate. I mean, the hairstyles might not be period accurate. If we're truly trying to be period accurate, they all might be speaking either Greek or an ancient version of Greek or even a language we don't even know if we're trying to be truly accurate. And that is why Timmy on Reddit doesn't make movies. Christopher Nolan does. Because if Timmy made movies, they wouldn't be successful. When Christopher Nolan makes films, they're successful. When John on Reddit, who's 45 in his mom's basement, goes out and says, hey, The Odyssey has American accents. That's so dumb. There's a reason why you're 45 and unemployed with no film career. It's because you're a loser. Sorry, that's harsh, but it's true. American accents in this movie, who cares? I mean, really, who cares? Who cares? I mean, even if it was British accents, that wouldn't be right. I think that in reality, people are trying to criticize Nolan for anything and everything. They criticize him for the armor not being accurate. They're going to criticize him for everything in this film, for having people of color in this movie. Yeah, Okay, sure. And, our main guy here, Matt Damon, is literally from Boston. We have a Boston guy playing someone from Greece. If that doesn't just throw away any kind of criticism, I just don't know what will. It's dumb. I'm not trying to rant, but it's stupid. The whole historical accuracy thing, just get it out, okay? Because I know it would be very cool for Christopher Nolan to go out and get a bunch of Greece actors and also get them to speak Greek in this movie and have us sit through 4 hours of subtitles. But that most likely just won't happen in a lot of movies for a good reason, which is okay. It's fine to have that happen. So that is my response to accuracies being inaccurate and also the accents in this movie. It's a dumb thing, but just let Christopher Nolan cook, because just let him cook. He has a very good track record, and he's made a lot of good films here for a reason. So let him cook, just relax, stay calm, and just watch the movie first and then criticize the film after. So now also going into what do we know about this movie right now? Well, we know that this film is going to be in non-linear storytelling. That's just the classic Nolan thing he does. And we're also going to be getting this film shot entirely on IMAX cameras. This is huge. This is insane. I mean, it's crazy to even think that, but it's crazy. And that's, I think, the best part of the trailer at the very, very end, seeing that this entire movie was shot on IMAX cameras. Truly insane, truly just crazy. I mean, wow. Also, a lot of it was shot practically. They did as practical as they could, so they did get boats in the water. They did go into caves, and that's insane. That's crazy to me. So that's what we know. And I'm trying to go into this film as blind as I can. I don't want to know too much, but I do want to know some of the big details here with the movie. And beyond that, I just want to kind of talk about it here and discuss why, number one, I'm not sure if this movie will work. That's the first thing I want to say. I know that this movie right now, I talked about in January, that this was my biggest hype for a movie this year was the Odyssey. But as time goes on, as we get closer, especially after this last trailer, I'm starting to wonder, will this film work? Is this movie too much for Christopher Nolan? Is Christopher Nolan just trying to bite way too much more than he can chew? It feels possible here, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I know I shouldn't count out one of my favorites of all time, but Nolan might be just doing too much here with this movie. He might be trying to do too much, and he may have found his limit. And I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy. I don't want to sound like I'm just a hater, but I truly am. If I had to be honest, I'm starting to have doubts that Christopher Nolan can make this film work. I'm starting to have doubts that this movie can work at all. I know that a lot of people have tried before. We had the era of period piece movies, and that was such a cool era, and I love that era with 300 and Troy, and list goes on of just incredible. Chronicles of Narnia movies were awesome, and Lord of the Rings was awesome. Hobbit was great. List goes on. Harry Potter is also fantasy kind of thing, not period piece, but still super cool. There's a long list of very cool period piece action flicks with a bunch of Roman, Greece, Norse mythology that's super cool that we haven't gotten a lot of. Pirates of the Caribbean is great, and it has that elements of what we love about these kind of movies, but I'm still concerned that this is the Odyssey. It's maybe the biggest one out of all of them. This is going to be one of the biggest films ever. A lot of your favorite superheroes, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, a lot of great movies and the hero's journey originated in this. This is the blueprint for a lot of even Nolan's work. I listened to the Colbert interview. Christopher Nolan was talking about it, how the Odyssey and elements of the Odyssey, it's sprinkled throughout his entire filmography, from Oppenheimer to Interstellar to Batman to Tenet. All of them are connected with this story about Odysseus finding his way back home. And I'm truly just concerned, will Nolan be able to do it? I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to have true doubts that he can actually make it work. What if it's too long? What if it's not long enough is my biggest concern right now. Will Nolan be able to do everything he can to make this film work in under 3 hours. I am not too mad at a 4-hour Nolan film, but obviously it's not happening here. It's okay. But I'm concerned. I'm very interested, but I'm also very concerned. I'm very excited, but still, I am extremely concerned. But let me know, what do you think about this movie and this trailer that we have so far? The film isn't out yet, but these are just my very early on thoughts on the film. I'm not a Nolan hater by any means. I've seen almost all of his films. I have a lot of his films on 4K Blu-ray. I've glazed him up a lot without even being paid by Warner Brothers or Universal. So don't say that. Don't make those allegations that I'm a hater, but I am concerned. It's okay to be concerned. It's the same way how LeBron James, the GOAT of all time, he came back from 3-1 against the Warriors. But can LeBron James currently, can he defeat the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder? Maybe not. Maybe this is just the GOAT finding his ceiling at his current state of the game. And this is only in May, so I'm only recording this on May the 6th. So LeBron James hasn't been eliminated just yet, and also we haven't gotten the Odyssey just yet. But I just want to know your thoughts. I just wanted to share what I think about the movie. I think it looks great, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't 100% sold on the film. So until the Odyssey, I think that right now my new most anticipated for the year is going to be Dune Part 3. This film does get knocked down to number 2, but I'm so excited for the Odyssey. I'm just very concerned right now. And number 3 for me was Doomsday, but no comment on Doomsday right now. I need to see the trailer first before I rant on that film, but we'll get there when we get there. Most likely, I might go into some of the older period piece mythology movies. Clash of the Titans, 300, Troy is incredible. This is a great genre for Nolan to be in, but I have doubts. I have fears. I might be completely wrong. I hope I am. I pray that I am. But I am concerned that right now this movie might not work. That's just my early thoughts on the film. This film isn't even released yet, so please spare me in the comments. But let me know your thoughts on the movie. Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Stay swagged out, stay cool, watch more films, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.